Hello, I'm Lucy HG. I'm co-founder of Cuckoo Apps, a business I set up earlier on this year.
You have experienced a head trash session and some reflective patterning, is that right?
That's right, yes, I've had about 3 sessions now, all dealing with different issues.
And the first time you had a session, how did you find it?
I think at first it was a little bit strange, I have to admit. I've never really done any sort of conventional therapies or alternative therapies, so I'd never really been exposed to anything like that. So initially it was a little bit strange, I suppose, because it was unknown. And I suppose that very first session I probably did think, oh, well, you know, what's going on? Is this really gonna work, I guess, is what I was thinking. But actually once I just threw myself into it and followed what you were saying and that, then, well, there was some, I think I described them as magical things happened at the time, so yeah.
Would you like to share any of those magical things that happened to you?
Yeah, definitely. There was one particular one which was definitely magical. It was the run up to my wedding, and there was a lot of stress, as happens, and my mum and my sister were involved in trying to help me with their own ideas and things like that. And it got to a point where all we were doing was arguing. One of us would say something, somebody would suggest something, that would be it. That would be a reason to kick off and just argue, tears and dramas and everything. So obviously that's not a nice place to be when you're organising what's meant to be the happiest day of your life. So we actually, having worked with you, we came to the conclusion that I was feeling misunderstood. So we worked on that with the reflective repatterning. And to this day I can't explain it, and it's a result of the session. It has, there's no other explanation. The next day, or even that same evening, my mum and my sister didn't know I'd done this session. And the next day I had an email from one of them and a phone call from the other, basically saying that they were really sorry about everything that had been going on, and they would listen to me, and that this was about me and about my day, and that they basically they just changed their attitude towards me from one day to another. And I'd not approached the subject with them that they were making me feel unhappy or uncomfortable, or I thought they weren't listening, or that I thought I wasn't being understood by them. It just happened. So and that was definitely magic. That was amazing. So I shifted the way I was feeling and thinking, but at the same time they did. And geographically we're in, my mum's in Spain, my sister's in London, so we're miles and miles apart. But something happened, something shifted. So that was that was special.
Sessions. What else did you work on in sessions?
I also worked on self-belief. So I just started up my own business, working for myself. And I'd left a job where I'd lost all of my confidence through the job as part of what happened. And then obviously you need a lot of confidence, you need a lot of get up and go and a lot of energy to start up on your own, start up your own business. Things like meeting people, engaging with them, deciding what your rates are going to be, how much you're going to charge for your services or products. All of that was being hindered by the fact that I didn't believe I was worthy, I guess. So my lack of belief in myself was holding me back from doing things, from getting on and from succeeding. So when we worked on self-belief, obviously we worked in the session, the reflective repatterning session, and then I was able to take away from that as well. So it wasn't just the fact that we worked on it that one time, I was also then able to work on it myself as things happened, because obviously it doesn't all necessarily happen overnight, I guess. It does take a little bit of time, I suppose, depending on what it is. And in this case, if it hadn't been for that, it would have taken me a lot longer to realise how much I was worth, and that my experience and what I was offering was worthy of of being paid for, really. So yes, and then, as I say, meeting people, networking, getting to know people, introducing myself, public speaking, for example. I wouldn't have felt comfortable, as me 3 years ago. I wouldn't have felt comfortable standing in a room of people and talking to them all and presenting whatever subject. And now I really enjoy it, and I want more of it. I want to do a lot more of it, and whenever I have an opportunity to do it, I don't think about it twice, basically. So that's quite a lot of things that have not only impacted me on a personal level, but they've made a real difference in my professional life as well.